So Samuel Peter is already in the ring in Jeddah. Our commentary team, Richie Woodall and Dave Farrar. So let's get on with the live action.
Yeah, thanks very much indeed, Mark. We're currently listening to an MC go through, I suppose his repertoire is the right way of putting it. Samuel Peter has already been in the ring for 2 or 3 minutes, possibly longer actually. And we wait for Hughie Fury. Plenty of hullabaloo here so far. I think it's time. I must say it's a packed house, 8,000 or so, but Samuel Peter still kept waiting. Well, I suppose they're being entertained by the comedy turn of the presenter on the night. Here he is. Well, we are hearing that Hughie Fury was on his way and has gone back to his dressing room. Maybe there was something amiss, something forgotten. We'll find out more about that in a moment. We can take a look at the tail of the tape, though, before we get the fight underway. Against that stunning picture of the night sky, Hughie Fury, 14 years younger than Samuel Peter, 4-inch height advantage as well. He's come in light again, Hughie Fury, a little bit heavier than he was for Chris Norrad last time. And of course, at the age of 24, much in front of him. As for Samuel Peter, in his day, he was terrific. WBC champion beat Oleg Maskayev in Cancun, but well, his best days, even his average days, are a long way behind him. What do you take from that, Richie?
Well, I think Hughie, the way he's come in terms of his weight, it's got to be a hit and a move contest for him. He's in against an experienced man who's a lot heavier, so he doesn't want to be holding his feet. So you can see the pattern of the contest, how it will develop. This fellow will probably just look to get one shot on Hughie. But he's going to be in it against a guy who's going to box at range and who's going to move. So he's got big problems, and it's terrible for Peter to be in the ring, Samuel Peter, to be waiting like this. It's awful. I mean, this guy on the mic, I know he's doing the job and that, but they've got it wrong here, because Samuel Peter shouldn't be in the ring waiting for Hughie Fury. That's awful. If you're a fighter in this type of arena, listening to this, you know, you just want to box, and that's awful, because you get nervous anyway. But having to wait, I mean, I know he's been through, he's a former world champion, he's seen it all before, but still, it's not good.
Well, amid the sound and the fury, here comes Hughie on his way back after that defeat by Kubrat Pulev. They do share a common opponent in Pulev. Samuel Peter on this maybe ill-advised comeback trail, beaten in 3 rounds by Pulev. Hughie Fury, in the end, fairly comfortably beaten on points after a bad cut in round 2. That, though, is part of his past, and now he very much looks to the future. And after an outing of sorts in Manchester against Chris Norrad, what he needs is a real test. And doubt he's going to get it tonight. This more of a workout for him again, and moving forwards and onwards for him. He hopes for greater challenges and, of course, another shot at a world title. There's the tail of the tape between Hughie Fury. Samuel Peter now fights out of Las Vegas, of course, always known as the Nigerian Nightmare. And that's country that he proudly represents. The Fury, fight number 25 for Peter, number 46. So we're just about ready. I must say, just a point to make before we get underway. For those of you who haven't read this week's boxing news yet, I thought Matt Christie wrote a really well-argued, extremely compassionate, it's really well-written piece about Danny Williams and his current plight. Please, all of you, go away and read that. And, well, Matt's words ring in your ears a little bit when you look at Samuel Peter. All you can say is, let's hope they look after him. Hughie Fury has a job to do, so too does Samuel Peter. And whatever the rights and wrongs of that, let's see how things unfold. Peter slipped there as he tried to throw a left hook.
And there's an indication of the problem he's going to have, is actually getting to Fury. Any sudden movements, then Fury's on that back foot. Just maintaining and keeping that distance, that'll be the game plan for him. Obviously for Peter, it's one single shot, he's going to try and land it. You see, he's going to be fresh early on in the contest. So the first couple of rounds, he'll be very dangerous. So Fury's got to keep the movement going, but at the same time, win the rounds. So he's got to score. That jab popping out, straight right hand, and then move again. And for Mr. Peter, right hand over the top, closing the gap down and trying to whip a left hook through as well. That's what he'll be trying to do.
Samuel Peter's glory night, of course, came when he won that world title, but when he knocked down Vladimir Klitschko 3 times back in September 2005, that was. He lost on points in the end, but there was high drama. Well beaten by Vitali. And the rematch with Vladimir as well was a fairly one-sided affair. They were glory days, and he might have been short in his peak of top level, but he was good and he was dangerous, and he was called the Nigerian Nightmare for a reason. As Richie says, Fury doesn't want to stand in range, particularly in these opening couple of rounds. Work to the body there from Fury. Does look lean, doesn't he? The work that Kerry Kayes has done with him has been really effective.
I haven't seen him look so slim, to be quite honest, Dave. He looks very lean indeed. Obviously the plan here is to hit, as we've said, and to move. And it's mobility, isn't it? Giving away a lot of weight here. So, and again, he has to avoid back onto the ropes. That's where he doesn't want to be.
He's been working on this new aggressive style, I think. They're aware in the world title challenge against Joseph Parker, he wasn't proactive enough, and they need to change that. They also need to make it more of a crowd pleaser. Solid opening round there from Fury. Peter walks very slowly back to his corner.
Boxing on Channel 5, sponsored by Voltarol.
The washing machine always seems dirty.
And the rubber seal is a part you can see. In 1 year, your machine can build up to ½ kilo of residue. Use Calgon 3-in-1. Anti-residue agents prevent the build-up of dirt in each wash. Cleaner machine, cleaner clothes.
Washing machines live longer with Calgon. But is it free from bacteria? New Calgon antibacterial gel. The only water softener to eliminate 99.9% of bacteria and prevent lime scale residue and odour.
Tell a story there of Samuel Peter, young and hungry fighter, in the shape here of Hughie Fury. We mentioned it in Manchester, he has time on his side, whatever people think of it, and whatever the two defeats against Parker and Pulev tell you about his level, whatever your view on that, he does have time to improve. Right hand there from Fury was well timed, trying to walk Peter onto shots here.
Better from Fury there, setting that right hand up behind the jab, double jab, steps in and then throws the right hand, so that was more encouraging, more aggressive. And we've spoken about that before, that Peter, Fury's father, has said that he needs to improve, be a little bit more aggressive at times. His defensive work is very good. Is Hughie Fury on that back foot. They recognise now, probably from the two defeats actually, that he's got to do a little bit more going on that front foot. So he will have learned from those defeats. And let's face it, one was for a world title, and he hasn't lost it by much. There wasn't a lot in the fight against Joseph Parker. And against Kubrat Pulev, remember, he had to go to Bulgaria. Not many people go there. And he gets cut very early in the contest, and so that the whole game plan had to change, and it threw him a little bit. But who knows? If he hadn't got cut, it may have turned out different. But it certainly didn't help him, did it, that cut? And it was a bad cut early on in the contest.
Chopping right hand there from Fury. Just trying to solve what puzzle there is here. Very aware of the power of Peter.
See, Samuel Peter's got problems now, Dave, when he's allowing Hughie Fury just to control the ring space. Then, you know, he's got big problems. He's got to try and back Fury up and get him onto the ropes. That's why in that first round where he's fairly fresh, he looked quite dangerous, but if he just settles down into this pattern of slow feeds, slow movements, then that's going to help Fury, because he'll control things from distance. This is a little bit better from Peter now. As soon as he closes the gap down and quickens the feet, then he's in with a chance. So interesting, and as I said, he'll be dangerous first couple, 2 or 3 rounds. But he's just slowed his feet down from the first round, certainly.
A 3-year break after being stopped in 9 by Robert Hellenius back in 2011. Samuel Peter, 8 years ago now. He's over 20 stone, well above his previous fighting weight. You see, just about here, Peter Fury making a point to Hughie in the corner. As Samuel Peter's fitness fades, the Fury job should get considerably easier. This is a building process for him. Back towards first the European level, you'd think, having, of course, relinquished that British title that is going to be very entertainingly fought for tomorrow night. Where next? First he has this job to do. Slightly eccentric graphics from our colleagues in Saudi Arabia. The first name. Not sure it'll catch on. You seeing what you want from Hughie Fury at the moment, Richie?
Well, I think he's controlling things, isn't he? You know, he's not devastating as yet, but he's doing his job. He's keeping the bout at distance. You know, I expect more right hands coming from him, but he's controlling things up to now. It's always wise to be cautious early on in the contest against someone who's got so much experience and who's a lot heavier. You know they're going to be at their quickest, and there's just the odd chance that he could throw that one right hand over the top. So I think Fury is doing the right thing. He's boxing at distance, he's controlling things, and I would expect him after the next maybe round or so just to step it up a little bit and put some more combinations together. But he just wants to take away the threat from Peter, and that may just be another round yet. But he's controlling things up to now.
Does have 12 knockouts on his record, Hughie Fury, up to this point. For all the image of him being rather passive, does have that power. Won that British title against Sam Sexton with a terrific barrage of punches. Of course, he set his sights higher than that, though. Exciting British heavyweight scene, and he wants to be part of it. That was low.
And Peter just caught Fury there on the inside low. I think Peter is the kind of opponent you can't get complacent against. You know, he looks fairly slow, doesn't he? But he's been a world champion, and give him the chance and opportunity, and if he whips one of those shots over the top, then he still has the power. He's way out there, not going to hit the target like that, but still dangerous.
Well, they look nice and calm, as they always do, in that Fury corner. Maybe the threat of Samuel Peter starting to subside a little bit here. He's still short of that, any kind of signature win, Hughie Fury. In terms of level, I'd argue his best win is still that one in Monaco back in 2015 against Andrei Rudenko. Definitely argue about that, but arguably his best performance. Nick Hennessy there in the background, encouraging Hughie. Peter's still trying to stalk him here. You see what Hughie Fury's trying to do? He is trying to walk him onto that right hand.
Just got to vary his movements a little bit more, maybe move off to the right occasionally as well. Keep circling to his left, remember, Hughie Fury, so with that low left hand, then that just invites the right hand over the top, so he's just got to watch out for that. For me up to now, Peter's been a little bit disappointing on the inside. He should be trying to work a little bit more. And certainly what's... Oh!
And he can't do that. Broken, and Peter throwing that left hook. Point deduction.
Let's have a look at it here. The referee's trying to... Yeah, I mean, he knows what he's saying. I think he said he didn't hear, but the referee's literally got his arm on him. can't be doing that.
It's already lasted a little bit longer than some might have predicted, but that to do a little bit with Hughie Fury's cautious approach here, wary of Peter's power early. We've set things up now behind that jab. Certainly represents a step up in level, this for Peter recently anyway. He won 2 recent fights at Cheers Bar in Tijuana against Gerardo Escobar and Alejandro Gardino. She lost a split in between against Mario Heredia. Given all of that, given his age and his weight, he's acquitted himself pretty well in here, so far anyway. And welcome back to Jeddah. Hughie Fury extended here a little by Samuel Peter in terms of the length of the fight anyway. We're into round 5. Surely has to try and go up the gears now and look to break Peter down and look to make what statement he can, Richie.
I think so. I think he's been in control up to now without any real problems. We've seen the odd fleeting shot from Peter, but I think Fury's controlled it well. I think the tactics have been wise early on. But yes, he's going to have to step up sooner rather than later and just put it on Peter a little bit. But he will assess the dangers himself, and he will know how dangerous and what a threat Peter still is. And that's why he may opt to box like this, maybe for a little bit longer. But I would have said before the contest started, 4 or 5 rounds, and then we should start seeing Fury then just put it on his opponent a little bit more. Shots like that.
Yeah, one of the old boxing sayings, the last thing you lose is your power, and that's the case with Peter. As that threat starts to wane, Fury needs to try and find his range with that right hand. Never easy to necessarily find that against a shorter man.
No, but you set it up with him. You've got to remember, Hughie, he's a clever boxer. He's a world junior champion. Was Hughie. So he's got good boxing skill. Oh, look, I mean, again, the referee's going to have a word here.
There's a warning here. Look at that.
That's a low blow. And then
Twice on the back of the head. One slow. And he's close to being disqualified here.
yeah,
Peter.
he's got to watch what he's doing here, Peter. He could be thrown out.
Fury, of course, allowed time to recover.
I mean, sometimes you've got a case if you can't hear the referee, but when the referee's got his arms on you, then obviously you know that you've got to stop boxing. If the referee actually touching you, put his arm around you to stop you from punching, I don't think you've got any excuse.
Fury's okay.
I think it's a little bit of frustration from Peter. He can't really suss out the style of Fury. He keeps hitting and moving, and it's more and more difficult for Peter to land a shot when they do come close. You know, Fury just ties him from the inside, and so it's probably a bit of frustration from Peter.
Look crowd here want to see more. I can understand why to an extent. Peter going looking for Hughie Fury. Closer he is, of course, the more danger he is.
Well, that's it, Dave. I mean, this is the type of contest that Peter needs. He's got to get up close. He's got to rough his opponent up. So the tactics are spot on there from Peter. He's got to stop the movement of Fury. See, too far out there, but when he gets up close, yeah, it is messy, but he's more dangerous on the inside. So the tactics are right from Peter when he does get on the inside there, and he closes that gap down there. That's a nice shot there from Fury.
Well, Samuel Peter has tried everything, legal and otherwise. One thing I did like in the previous round from Hughie Fury, there was a bit of spite there when Peter punched him low, sort of saying, come on then, let's have a fight. And that's what more people want to see from him. Such a laid-back, pleasant fella. To land that chopping right hand again. Saw in the Pulev fight he missed so often with that right hand, and he's not been too accurate with it so far tonight. A little warning for Fury that time for pushing the head down.
When Fury moves in, Davey, he's got to make sure he hits the target with that right hand. If he misses, then he sort of falls in, and that gives Peter just the chance then to come back with a counter. So Fury, his accuracy has got to be good here. Peter missing there. But if he misses the target with those straight shots and falls in, that will give Peter the chance then to land the right hand. So he's got to be accurate, Fury. That's better from in there, look at distance.
He has the height and reach advantage. He can box at distance here. Got the speed as well, of course. I think he's aware that it's not enough to box behind his jab and move and win over 12. He wants to make more of a statement than that. Referees struggling to keep control here. Again, it was low from Peter.
It was low, it was on the blind side of the referee, so the referee didn't see it, so he got away with that there, did Peter.
Look at this, Peter closing the distance and trying to roll back the years here. Apologies, by the way, for any of the language that you might have heard.
Come over again. Change the speed, change the speed. Hey, he's tired. He's tired. Right tired. He's tired. Nice job. Step. Keep stepping. Keep stepping. Right there.
Good workout for Hughie Fury. That's what they wanted. Liking to get the job done now. He was low again there from Peter, and again. He's doing it very cleverly though.
It's always on the blind side of the referee, isn't it? Peter's doing those low shots. Hughie boxing well at distance here. Let's have a look at this. So Peter comes in. Heads clash there. Another angle. That's where Peter has got to try and box that short and mid-range.
course, is always the main thing. There's Lennox Lewis watching on. Slightly strained smile on his face. I wonder what he makes of all of this. Peter didn't like where that connected. Looked okay to me.
Both boxers taking risks on the inside there. The heads are clashing. It could come from that. Got to watch it. Hughie's got to watch it also with Peter, just the head in his face there. You know, 6 of one off, a dozen of the other, but again, the risk is there that a could develop.
I understand that Fury's so aware that he's fighting a faded champion who's expected to deal with very quickly. Start to get over anxious. After all, the win is the main thing, but the manner of it's important too, and he'll be very acutely aware of that in there. Has to try and keep his cool.
I think the jabs worked well for Fury tonight, but up to now the right hand, throwing this shot, it seems to land on the side of Samuel Peter, around the arms, around the left arm, and just around the left rib cage. He's going to try and improve the accuracy with that straight right hand. That's a nice choppy one there. That was a better shot from him, right on cue from Fury.
Peter,
I tell you what, he's going to get disqualified.
He's holding onto his shoulder now. He's saying that he's thrown it out. He's looking for a way out of there potentially.
Let's have a look at this here. So they come together. I mean, that's a low shot again from Peter twice there.
No.
It's just surreal and ridiculous in so many different ways. Now the doctor's taking a look at it.
Well, this isn't going to go on. No, he's going to be pulled out here. Let's see if his shoulders come out.
General looks of amusement. Israel Adesanya there, big MMA star, sitting alongside Lennox Lewis. Currently looking at whether or not it's dislocated. Well, we're still waiting for a decision here. I don't know what the doctor said there to Samuel Peter.
It's a bizarre situation.
Look at those low blows again from him.
Blows there. It's the left shoulder. Maybe it was that shot there, or I don't know how he's done that.
Almost caught the referee there as well. And the low blows alone, after a warning, after a second warning, are enough to get him thrown out here, aren't they?
I think so. I mean, 2. There wasn't just 1, was there? There was 2.
There's a mask of pain there from Samuel Peter. Hughie Fury waits in his corner. Well, they need to make a decision here and either get on with it or pull him out.
The body language of him, I don't think he can continue. Only he knows that.
Is he suggesting it happened there when... Is that why he was frustrated? Because Hughie had a hold of his arm? Is that what he's suggesting? And the referee has called it off, finally. Samuel Peter cuts a very sorry figure, heading back to his corner. I hope, as I said at the start, the people around him do the right thing. Peter apparently blaming the referee for pushing him against the ropes when he hurt his shoulder, which might explain why he got so long to potentially continue. I don't think it's been a masterclass in refereeing, to be honest. Hughie Fury has the win, and I feel sorry for Peter for obvious reasons in a wider context, and Fury tonight as well. He might not have been at his best, but in a way it's a thankless task, Richie, and the ending is farcical too.
It's a bizarre situation, isn't it?
The referee's got blood coming from his nose where he was caught. Just that glancing blow from the shot from Peter. So Fury gets the win. Peter, you hope we won't see again. Did his best and did plenty of fouling as well in there that might have got him thrown out. And if he blames the referee for the way it ended, well, he can thank him for still being in there in the first place. That wasn't the greatest 40 minutes or so, Richie Woodall, for the sport, was it?
No, it wasn't. I thought the tactics from Fury were correct at the start of the contest. Box at long range, keep the movement going, make it difficult for Peter. Peter was dangerous early on. As the contest sort of went on, you expected Peter to maybe to slow down a little bit. He certainly did slow down, but he was always dangerous for me with the odd shot here and there. I thought Fury handled it pretty well. It's not a brilliant performance from him, he'll know that. He probably could have stepped it up a little bit sooner, but nevertheless he's got the win. Just a disappointing end.
Well, let's just get the official announcement here. So Fury gets win number 23. He won't be happy, and he will feel it's time to move onwards and upwards now. See Glenn McCrory is there ready to talk to him. Let's hear what he's got to say.
Well, that was an extraordinary fight, wasn't it? And a win in the end for Hughie Fury. We'll get the reaction of Duke McKenzie, former world champion, after the break. And, of course, we'll build up to the Amir Khan fight against Billy Dibb of Australia. All that coming up in a couple of moments' time.